Hello and welcome to the very first episode of CultureCast. You're probably wondering, what is CultureCast? Don't worry, I got you. CultureCast is a podcast brought to you by Hype Magazine. In this podcast, we're going to be shining a light on influential figures, particularly in the youth culture. The season is themed The Rise of Content Creators. And you've guessed it, I will be hanging out with your favorite content creators. And if you feel like you want to enhance your skills in content creation, you are tuned into the right You're tuned into the right place. Without wasting any more time, today I am joined by one of the funniest people we have in SA. He is a content creator and also a television presenter who has now recently started working for a radio station, which now makes him a radio presenter. Without wasting any more time, he goes by the name of George Mguni, but popularly known as Okay Wasabi. Boo, boo, boo.
What about fit? Okay Wasabi, Lona. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Please
good,
do
I'm
your
good.
intro.
Oh yes. Where's my camera?
There.
It's this one.
Yeah.
What about it's Okay Wasabi from Fosolas 1475? The Hoodeskin brothers died with the play. The clouds are too close to the ground, so we all touch the sky.
Exactly. George, thank you so much for coming
Thank
here
you.
today, for taking
Thank
out
you.
the time in your busy schedule.
In the intro, you said it's the first episode.
Yes, Sivula ngawe.
Yeah.
You're the star of the show.
Pilot
Besimele
ngami.
wena. Yeah.
Yeah.
Slender ngawe.
There's so much pressure. People will watch this and decide if they want to watch the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of pressure.
So yeah, you're right. eh. But thank you so much for coming to
It's
George.
a pleasure.
How are you
It's a
doing?
I'm good. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Radio, you have to wake up at 3 a.m.
Yeah,
Start at 5 a.m.
of course.
So it sleep schedule. So
It's a bit messed
yeah,
up,
it's a
nah?
bit messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm pushing.
No,
I'm
that's
pushing.
good. That's
I'm
good.
pushing.
So let's get straight into it,
Sure.
right? I want to find out not about Okay Wasabi right now, but I want to find out about George.
Yes,
Right,
yes.
where George is from, where you
Yeah.
grew up, all those nice things about childhood.
Yes. Pume Foster, mina Foster was 1475. East Rand, the greatest hood in the world. A lot of people come from there.
Does Brakpan count?
No. Brakpan is not in the East Rand. It's subsidized. It's subsidized. Brakpan, Pinoni, East Rand.
No, but that's where I'm from. George
Oh, eish, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hey, yo, Kosiam, Brakpan. Hey, you pushed most. Hey, you are here today. Hey, yo. Anything could have happened, fella. I'm joking.
But yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm from Fosoras, East Rand. I grew up there. There's this running joke on Twitter where people say I'm actually from the Eastern Cape.
Okay.
That's because my mom is from Tata, Eastern Cape, and she wanted to give birth at home.
Okay.
So she went to give birth to me in Eastern Cape, which I still condemn heavily because I should have been born in a Fostoras hospital.
Yeah.
So I should have been like 100% Foslo.
So is your mom like Xhosa?
She's Xhosa,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
100%
Can you
Xhosa.
speak Xhosa?
Not really much. I don't have 100% language. I'm Josie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a mixture
Yeah,
of...
I'm Josie.
Okay.
Zulus might get angry at me for saying Ikanda instead of Ikanda. So I don't claim any tribe.
Yeah.
I just speak Josie. Whatever
Yeah.
we speak here in Josie, that's what
That's
I'm
what you are speaking.
100% fluent in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. With that being said, George, I want to find out from you,
Yeah.
right? Would you say then Okay Wasabi and George are two different people?
Yes, 100%. And so many people say that about themselves right now. So many people say Drake is different from Aubrey, or Jermaine is different from Cole. So many people, it's a cliche thing now to say.
Yeah.
But definitely, I know what to do when the camera is on. People always meet me in the mall, and they think I'm already on the ball.
Yeah.
Always, and say clicks, pan. Your clicks. Is this where my course work? Because it's clicks.
Yeah, because...
Yeah. And they think I'm always on the ball and stuff like that, but I'm really quiet, I'm really shy, I'm reserved. It's just after filming so much of myself, doing entertainment so much, I know what to turn on, I know what people want to see, I know how to keep people engaged.
Yeah.
Because abantwana bamanje, attention span yabo, they'll click away immediately.
No, absolutely.
So, man, this is just something I've built up for a while.
Yeah.
It's a persona I've made
Yeah.
for so many years that I've built up. And yeah, I'm just happy that people like it.
Absolutely.
In the hood, my second name is Kaya.
Kaya.
Kaya, yeah.
Okay.
So my name is George Mguni.
Oh.
So if you come to Forster, you're looking for George, most likely they might not know who you're talking about. But if you say Kaya, they'll know who you're talking. And I think the true essence of who I am is Kaya. Stayed indoors the whole day at home, was on Cartoon Network watching cartoons and just to myself. Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wasabi was developed over a couple of years and this is who he is right now, actually.
And how did the name Okay Wasabi come about, actually?
Oh, we have time. When is the podcast?
Oh,
now?
no, we have
Oh, we
one
have
now.
okay.
The entire, that's not radio. entire time.
Okay, so I've told the story, but people, when I tell them, they're like, oh, okay, they didn't think I came up with it like that. Okay, so when I started making content, which is comedy content, it was parody puns.
Okay.
What is this called? Parody music, basically, like that. And I used to call it mishearing a song.
Okay.
So, you know, like Java and dropped Hamba Nevura.
Yes,
I had
yes,
Hamba
yes, yes.
Ngidula.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'd remix my songs and make them like what I heard. They might be saying Vura, but I heard Dula and I ran with it, made a whole 4-minute song. So I had a lot of songs like that. This could be us, but what is the song? That song by Ray Shremed? This could be us.
But
Yeah. Me,
this
I had,
could be us, but you're playing.
yes, this could be us, but Opegi. So I had a lot of parody songs back then. That's how I started out in the game.
Yeah.
So my favorite rapper in high school, as much as many black boys also, was Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Lil Wayne has a verse on Hustle Hard,
Okay.
like Ace Hood remix. And then in the verse, he's like, whoa, Kim Wasabi, big balling is my hobby. So I thought he said, okay, Wasabi. But he's saying, whoa, Kim Wasabi. So my name is a misheard lyric too.
And
So-
you keep mishearing this.
Yeah, so it references how I started content. So my name is a reference to how I started in the game.
And then with your girl, because she's...
Oh, she was sushi before I met her.
Really?
Yeah, she got that. I met her in 2014. We've been together for 10 years now.
Wow.
But in high school, someone gave her the nickname Sushi.
That is crazy.
So it was just in the stars.
That is crazy.
That's just...
Aligned, the
Wasabi,
stars were aligning.
Yeah, see, aligned, ganjalo. Things like that just happen.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. So walk me through your journey in the entertainment industry, where it all began for you.
Yes. I remember, let's say 2012. I'm going to reveal my age. 2012, I was in matric. 18. I remember that's just when Vine launched, around the time where Vine launched. So a lot of people were making content online, 6-second videos,
Yeah.
short videos. But I remember I couldn't afford to get like a good enough phone to record content. And then I remember my old lady saved up enough, or put herself in a contract actually, to buy me a tablet, like a Samsung tablet, so that I could record, because I told her, I want to make content. But back then, you have to understand, there's not much, if any, content creators.
For sure.
There's no such thing as influencers. So this lady is buying me this tablet to record stuff just because I said I want it. I'm not sure why she believed it, or why she just agreed, but she did. She's like, okay, I'll buy you a tablet.
Yeah.
Started recording skits like that with a friend of mine, my best friend, Dali Danger. Started recording skits at Kasi in Forslow. People like us would always see us with these two boys with the tablets recording skits around the hood and stuff like that. And back then, like I said, there was no influencership, there was no things like that, content creators, and so we were doing it just to make people laugh.
Yeah.
We're just uploading videos because we saw Americans doing it. We're like, okay, we want to do skits too. We want to upload stuff to make people laugh. And literally, that's where it all started. One thing led to another, and yeah, it's been 10 years of doing
Sure.
what I'm doing right now.
Did you ever imagine that it would blow up like this, like your name would be so popular?
I always say one thing now about me and the difference in my journey. The difference in my journey is that as much as kids today are picking up phones and cameras to shoot content because they want to be TikTok stars, which is great, it's amazing. Back then, like I said, because this landscape didn't exist, I was shooting skits so that somebody from TV picks me up. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to be on TV. I don't know what role. I don't care what role it was. Even if they cost me generations as Capella's son, I don't care. As long as I was on TV, I just wanted to get discovered. That's what I was doing it. I wanted to get discovered to be on traditional media,
For sure.
which is TV. And it's so amazing what has happened in the past 10 years, where I feel like, number one, there's no more gatekeepers, because back then somebody had to discover you and somebody had to like you and give you that chance. Now, as long as if you get a few comments, few likes, consistently you build up, you can be a star, recognized as star. People can greet you, hey, I like your videos and stuff like that. So I love that there's no gatekeepers anymore. I love that it's not up to someone else anymore. It's literally up to yourself. How consistent are you? How good is your stuff?
Yeah.
How good is your story? It's that great. So as much as Wasabi back then wanted to be on traditional media, and funny enough, I am now, but back then, that's what was my hope. Uti, if I get big, someone's going to see a skit, they're going to cast me on a TV show, and then that's it. I'm good. I'm set. So that was the plan back then. Unlike right now, where now you can shoot and be good pretty much, making income online, making supporters and fans online, you're pretty much good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But have you always been like a funny child?
I think for the most part of my childhood, I was very reserved. I remember my dad was very funny. He was a very, very funny guy. But I think I only got into realizing you can make people laugh maybe at 13, 14, like in my early teens. I was like, oh, snap, I can make the class laugh. I can make people laugh. And, this comedy thing is a real thing. I think I came into that realization around my early teens, basically, yeah.
And with that being said, how do you now, let's say, take on content creation? Because obviously the digital world, like, it changes so many times,
Yes,
right?
yes.
How do you stay consistent with the type of content that you make?
I think the thing is, one thing is you have to evolve. People, especially here in South Africa, I think they say on social media platforms like Twitter, "Go borega fast." You get popular for one type of content thing, and then if you keep doing it over and over again, eventually someone on Twitter is going to tweet, "We need to be honest about this guy," which annoys me so much. But yeah, literally, you have to keep. But that's just life. You just have to keep
Yes.
adapting and just reinventing yourself. I'm obsessed with reinvention. I never want to stay on one thing for a long duration. I want to see. I'm always thinking of what's next. What am I doing next? Because before you even get the chance to be bored, I'm already on to the next thing. One of my favorite rappers, Jay-Z, says, "People want my. If you want my old raps, buy my old album." So what he means by that is that, like, if you want, people will always ask me, "Wasabi, you need to go back to the parodies. Wasabi, you need to go back to the skits." I'm like, they're online. You can go watch them.
Yeah.
If you do, if
Like,
you want.
they're there.
They're there. But I think I want to try radio now. Let's see how that works. Because I think of comedy as a language. Comedy is, well, how you speak, how you communicate, and I'll always learn new languages, but I'm always speaking. I'm always communicating. I just always want to make you laugh and stuff like that. So, yeah, literally, I'm obsessed with reinvention. I think if you reinvent yourself, always apply yourself, be consistent, I think you can do a lot of amazing things.
Yeah, absolutely. So then that idea of merging comedy and music, what inspired that?
Oh, I'm a huge fan of music. I'm like huge fan of music,
Yeah.
rap, especially, but a lot of genres too. I genre blend all the time. I'm jumping back and forth. So I love music. I love music. I grew up with music. My family is music lovers. So, like I said, if comedy is speaking, communicating, I think doing music, doing radio, doing skits is just doing different languages. So I think the point is to be a comedy polyglot. Am I making sense?
You're making sense.
Yeah,
I'm hearing
I
you.
think I'm dropping deep things right
Yeah,
now.
you're-
I think people watching this are like saying, "Oh,
Google.
yes."
What did you say?
I'm out to say it's that deep, man. Yo. So yeah, if comedy is communication, I think the way I deliver it is different languages.
Yeah.
So music is a different language, radio is a different language, video is a different language, writing is a different language. So I just want to keep delivering and making people laugh.
Yeah.
As long as you're laughing, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then how do you create that comedy? Is it from like observing in general or maybe your own personal things?
Yeah, it's a lot of it comes from watching people back in the hood, growing up, watching family and stuff like that. What I find funny also, and a lot of it is also stuff that I grew up on.
Yeah.
From Yomzina's Insizwa to Pio Monati, to Desmond Dube show, to all those things that we grew up watching in Prime, SABC Prime, ETV Prime, South African content. I think one thing I pride myself about is that I always want to put South Africans first in my content. If an American laughs at a joke that I make, amazing. If an Australian laughs at a joke that I make, great. But I always want to make South Africans laugh first. I think that's where my priority is. So that's where a lot of it comes from, like how I grew up, where I grew up, what I grew up watching, what I grew up consuming.
Yeah.
It's all just manifesting right now. The older I get and the more content I make.
Yeah. Going back to what you said earlier on about how someone will always have something to say about you, right? How do you then take the negative comments that I said? Because obviously, you know, man, we have those beasts behind the keyboard.
Yes.
Yeah, how do you deal with those?
Let me tell you, I think for the most part, especially at least me, but I think a lot of people, I'm guessing, they might act like negative comments don't hit them, but trust me, a lot of people, that negative comment seems to be louder than the 300 great comments. You can get 50 comments on your YouTube video or 50 comments on your TikTok video, but one person says something off about you. You might think about it the whole day, try to think where they're coming from. But then one thing I am realizing, well, I've realized a long time ago actually, is people have realized Uguti, positive comments don't get feedback most of the time. Yeah, because this person is used to them. If you say this video is fire, they're used to it. They might just like or just say thank you.
Yeah.
But because I want you to notice me, I'm going to say something negative about you.
For sure.
Hopefully that will get a reaction out of you so you can acknowledge me.
For sure.
And that's what one of the most basic human needs, acknowledgement.
Yeah.
People want to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
And some people are going after the acknowledgement in sick ways or in terrible ways. They don't. They're like, okay, this person is behind the screen. They can't touch me. There's nothing they can do to me. But I want to reach out to them. I want to talk to them. Or I just want to be in that position. So they will definitely spew negative comments to you. But it's so easy to just sit here and tell people, my is the negative comments. Ignore them. But as human beings, content creators, celebrities, influencers, all of those people are human beings.
Yeah.
They take those things to heart sometimes. Sometimes somebody comes at you with your insecurity, like your biggest insecurity. Yo, I live in Shanghai, and that's how people were worrying you since you were young.
Yes.
But then now you have so much thoughts in your head. No man, I'm joking, but I'm just saying that people can come at you for your insecurities, and they don't think that affects you because you're bigger than life. You're an influencer, you're a celebrity. You'll just ignore it. But those are people too behind the screen. It hurts them too. So it's tough to just say ignore it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what you just remind yourself why they're most likely saying it. They're most likely saying it because they want your attention, or they envy you, or they just it's an insecurity they have within themselves too. So if they just put it on you, it feels lighter on them.
Yeah, I like that because I think I was more than anything, I was asking that for myself. Because going into this, so I've done radio before.
Sure.
I was doing like campus radio.
Yes.
So going into this, it's obviously something new, something very different.
Yes.
So I was very nervous about that. I'm like, oh my word, how am I going to take people that have negative comments,
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And I like what you said now, and trust I'm going to take it with me.
100%.
Thank you.
100%.
With that said, I'd like for you to just take me through your content creation process.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So basically, from the concept up until the publication of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most times, especially if it's just my own content, I don't write it down. It just stays in my head most of the time, and then I was blessed enough to teach friends or my girlfriend or people around me who are helping me shoot to just listen to my direction at the same time. I'm like, okay, what you're gonna do is shoot me like this, then you're gonna do that. But yeah, once an idea comes into my head, I let it simmer for a couple of minutes, hours, or days in my head, and then that is the writing process. Every day or every minute or every hour, it evolves, it changes and stuff like that. Until I'm ready, I'm like, okay, the idea is done, it's cooked, it's fine. Let's shoot. I get people to come shoot, tell them to do this, do that. I think with more branded content, because brands are so wary of what they need to put out there, they need like writing down, which I find it very difficult to write down an idea to translate what I'm trying to say or put on video. That's why I always rather tell you or let's shoot it you'll see it after it's done. So yeah, my process usually literally is directing people, telling them what they need to do, what I need from them, asking them to trust me, and they'll see the final product after it's done and edited. Ihlangene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like any strategies that you employ just so you can get like that reach, to get that engagement with your audience?
I think that's one of my biggest hurdles in life. Ukuthi, mina, I can admit straight up, ukuthi, as much as I've been doing content creation with the people that I've been doing it with, I said there was not much content creators back then, but I remember first year, second year, third year, people were starting to, jump onto the content creator wave and stuff like that. So there's people I've been doing this alongside for many years, and a lot of them have definitely surpassed in terms of numbers. They're doing bigger numbers, bigger reaches and stuff like that. And for me, I think that's been one of my biggest hurdles, Uguti, reach. And the reason why I don't really pay attention to reach or make sure, because I'm not trying to please everyone. I'm not trying to please it. I know how to make a joke that will be mass loved.
For sure.
But I'm not trying to literally mass. I don't know, as much as I say the point of a comedian is to make everyone laugh, but there's some senses of humors that I don't share. We don't as tachani lap. So I'm not trying to necessarily make everyone laugh. If you see my video and you like it, cool. But there's people I know that don't get my sense of humor as much as I don't get other people's sense of humors. But that shouldn't mean I should knock them down and say you're not funny because other people find you funny. So me, reach was never really my one thing I focused on, because I know Uguti, if you do find me, fine, it's cool. I just want to make what I like. I don't want to compromise it. I don't want to insult a certain group of people, demographic of people, just to make a joke that I know a lot of people shop. If I want to make misogyny comedy, that sounds good actually. Misogyny comedy. I know there's a huge amount of incels out there who will immediately jump on it. Like, oh, so funny. Women are like that.
Yeah.
That's so great.
Yeah.
If you want to make homophobic jokes, that's so right. I know there's so many people like that who, those are their crutches. They want to, get into that field. But that's just not me. That's not funny to me, basically. So the reach thing, even if it's not those offensive things, just other types of comedy that I don't necessarily like, it's fine. Whoever sees my stuff sees it. That's why I've never had strategy. So post on 4 o'clock with these types of hashtags. Then most people see it. If you see it, you saw it. If I bonanga, I bonanga. The most important thing, one wise man once said, don't force the unforceable. The wise man is me. Next to him right now. Don't force the unforceable. Just recognize what you're doing this for, who you're doing it for. Feed your niche. Feed your niche. Yeah, that's it. Don't try to please umuntu.
Yeah. So we have spoken about quite a number of things you've done in your career, right? And oftentimes, the public likes boxing entertainers, right?
Yes.
How do you feel about that? Like how people would say, oh, but Wasabi used to do music, so why are you doing content now? Oh, now you're doing radio, why?
I think that's exactly why I'm obsessed with reinvention, because it's so tough for people to box me in. I think as long as I'm making people laugh, they're like, this is his alley. As long as I'm making people laugh, they'll be like, this is his alley. I'm on a news TV show presenting the news, or doing the weather, as long as it's my route, people will understand okay, he's doing this because he's a comedian, he's a comedic entertainer. So that's why I'm always reinventing myself, because no one will have the chance to say, yo, you are this, you are that, you are that. By the time you get used to Wasabi doing this, I'm on another thing.
I agree. So, you have branched out to radio now, right? How did that gig come about?
Oh, man. If you told, because I started radio in April 2023, last year. This is a year now. If you told me in February or January, would I be doing radio that year, I would be shocked because I wasn't planning on doing radio, not necessarily right now. I was thinking maybe if I get big enough, if I get famous enough, they'll hit me up when I'm in my mid-30s or late 30s. They're like, come and do radio. You'll present a show or something like that. So when they hit me up, they were like, I'll tell you the story actually.
Okay.
I don't think I've told many people. The station manager hit me up and he's like, we'd like you to come join but we'd like you to come join as a sports contributor.
Okay.
Like speak about sports on the side and stuff like that. Sharp. I'm excited. Wonderful. YFM, huge brand. I've admired it. Spoo comes there. Spoo comes from there. Skido comes from there. So many legends come from YFM.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. When I'm on the call, I'm like, wonderful, great. And they're like, okay, come up with a funny Yana sports story for us and come present it on Thursday. Today is Tuesday. On Thursday. I'm like, cool. I'll prepare the whole day tomorrow.
Yeah.
I wake up tomorrow and the first thing that hits me, uvalo, because I'm like, you know what? First of all, I barely know what an offside is. I barely know what an offside is. Angazi why baby is a free kick.
Yeah.
I don't know what a scrum is. I don't know why they have to kick the ball so high in rugby. I'm not a sports guy.
Yeah.
I wear glasses. Video games, ask me who Ru is, ask me who Akuma is.
Yeah.
I will tell you everyone in Street Fighter, Tekken Fight, video games, tech stuff. Yeah, sports. I've never been a sports guy. When guys talk about sports or soccer, I switch off. Man.
Yeah.
So when they call me to do the sports thing, the person who agreed is just my excitement. The thing that agreed is just my excitement.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, why didn't you decline?
Yeah, it's just my excitement.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, and I can do something. But the whole day now I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what the hell am I going to say? I don't know about Modric. I don't know Arsenal, who's playing right now.
Yeah.
I don't know about Haaland. I barely know. You know, so I call her like literally by 12 or 1 o'clock. You know what? Thank you so much for the offer. Thank you so much for the offer. It's amazing, but I cannot make it. I don't know anything about sports, so I don't want to come there and embarrass myself or just give you something that would drain me. So even if I do ace the interview tomorrow, the audition, and I do well, I'm able to write something funny about sports. There's still the next day, and the next day, and the next day.
Yep.
What am I doing now? Watching 90 minutes of soccer?
Yeah. Researching.
It's too much. Oh no, stoppage time. Oh, it's too much. Substitution. Iphela in the game. So I was like, you know what? I'm good. Thank you so much for the offer, but this is not me. I don't know anything about sports. I don't know anything about sports. They're like, no, it's fine. Okay, it's cool. Come and just talk then. Tell stories. Come talk funny stories. Come talk about what's pop culture, what's going on right now. I was like, you see now.
Now we are talking.
You see, yes. So auditioned. They were like, great. This was not even an audition. We always wanted you. This is great. I think you'll be great with this duo. You guys will make a good team. And yeah, man, the rest is history. Like I was there, and like I said, it was a random call that I got in March.
Yeah.
The show started in April. So February, I didn't know this is where my life is going. January, I didn't know where my life is going. I just thought I'd still be shooting stuff, content, stuff like that. So another thing I do, I take life as it comes. Take life as it's great to plan. It's amazing to have plans and stuff like that. But as long as I'm always sharp, I'll always be ready.
Yeah.
As long as I'm always sharp. So as long as I'm practicing the bone, the funny bone and stuff like that, I'll always be ready for anything. So as much as how long I'm going to do radio, it's fine. If they say come and do, I don't know what, whatever it is, the next step in comedy, like acting. As long as it's like comedy,
Then
I'll probably be ready for
that
that
is so
thing.
crazy, but I think that's just like a testament to show Hore, like when something is meant to be yours, it is yours, and it will find you, you know, in the right time. So congratulations on
Thank you
that,
so much.
okay?
Thank you so much.
So how's the journey been, right? I think people don't get how hard radio is, guys. Radio is hard.
Oh, my
like
goodness.
I think what made it hard for me was the fact that I was alone. I didn't have co-hosts.
Yes.
So I had 2 hours by myself, and I didn't have any radio background. But I was like, you know what? Because it's campus radio, I'm here to learn, unlearn, and relearn, right? And I just took it. I didn't know anything about radio.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'll figure it out as I go.
Yeah.
Right? So how has that journey been for you?
Oh, it's so tough.
Yeah.
First of all, let me start with waking up. You know, the people.
You're not going far. Waking up.
Because the show starts at 5. Have you ever woken up at 3 and then you just chill on the bed like, and you just look out. It's dark. I'm in 4 ways right now, but we are in 4 ways.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes it's load shedding, so man's a ban. Oh no!
It's a mess.
Okay, so man's a man that you 3 a.m. A man hit you on your back.
You just like
You hit that silent. It's just quiet for 3
about
seconds.
to go down.
Oh my goodness! I don't think I'll ever get used to it. Waking up, I don't think I'll ever get used to it. It's been a year and some time right now, but I'll never get used to waking up. But here's the thing: the problem is that when you do radio, you're supposed to start at campus. You're supposed to start at graveyard.
Yes.
You're supposed to start at the bottom.
Yes.
The tough thing about me is that they said, first time ever breakfast show.
Yo.
The biggest show on the station.
And Pela, you set the tone for the day.
Oh.
Like if you run it for us,
You see?
it's chai.
So I think that's the toughest thing. They said breakfast show, the biggest show on the station, first time ever. That's the deep end. That's swimmer. You know, like
Figure it
so
out.
it's just, you know, oh my goodness. And it's so formal. It is formal in the sense of Uti, especially because here now it's a business, so you're making money. You have to deliver billboards, you have to deliver a line, you have to sell something from a client, remember lines, act charismatic, speak a certain way, you know. All about fair too, namhlanje singathengi whole lot life insurance and it's about sharp. No, there's an opening billboard, you have to speak, you have to speak to the customer because the customer's the client is gonna listen to this back and say, hey, you didn't deliver that line the way we wrote it. So so many of those things are hurdles that I'm learning on the job. You know, I'm swimming, trying to paddle myself. I just have one thing that I'm lucky with is great co-hosts, people who've been doing this for 8-10 years that are holding my hand, and they are amazing because they are there with me. I wouldn't have been able to do this thing by myself. No ways, because I have no radio experience. I haven't been listening to much radio myself to know the format, to know how do you come back from a song. Hey, that was Drake with a, you know. It's a lot. It's a lot, guys. Radio is a lot. You have to be on time. If you miss out an ad that you didn't read out at 10:45, because they paid that ad for 10:45 and 10:45 might be prime time, they'll deduct that from your pay. Yeah, so it's very formal. I think you need to be on time, and all those things I'm learning literally on the fly. And it would be better if I was learning it on Graveyard. Maybe it would be easier, or on campus radio and stuff like that. It'd probably be a bit easier. But I'm learning like in the deep end. But thank goodness, like I said, thank goodness for my co-hosts because they're there to guide me through this shaky waters. And I'm learning. I think right now I might not be good or the greatest, but give me 2-3 years, 4 years, and it'll be a different story.
Yeah,
it'll be a different story.
And now I'm picking up how different commercial radio is to campus. Because with campus, it's more relaxed. Yeah, they have like some rules, but it's not as hectic as commercial, right? And you know what? One day I do want to do commercial.
Yes.
And then we'll take it from there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you'll enjoy it. 100%. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's great. It's amazing for the most part. The people that you talk to, the people you engage with, people you end up getting used to and accustomed to. It's so great, but you just need to. It just needs to be second nature. And my co-hosts Niam Brown and To, it's second nature to them. I always say to them, well, they could probably do radio asleep. Yeah, they could probably do radio asleep because it's so easy for them. I'm learning. Hopefully, in a couple of years, that's where I'll be.
Oh no, take it one day at a time.
One day at a time.
We're here for you. We're rooting
1
for
3
you.
a.m. day at a time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so from what I've gathered, you have television presenting background.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
What would you say the differences are between being a radio host and being a TV presenter?
First of all, radio, if you want, you cannot gather, which is amazing.
Yes.
I mean, I just want to get it out there and gather every day, but I'm just saying if you didn't want to
If
you didn't want to bath,
yeah.
you can do it.
Yeah.
I think that's just a metaphor for saying, Guti, presenting is so here. Because you can have energy just chilling like this
Yeah.
with radio. Because people can't see your body, they can't see your
You can read off of something.
something,
already,
and just make sure with your voice you're projecting,
Yes.
you sound excited. With TV, you're projecting plus also body language. You can't slouch, you can't, you're speaking, you're delivering the message with everything that you have. The way you look, the way you dress, the way you speak, the way your smile is positioned, everything. So I think those are mostly the differences in those two mediums. But pretty much they're very similar because you're talking to an audience and you just need to learn how to communicate to that audience, like how best to communicate to that audience. Because I'm learning things like, I remember, because I'm coming from YouTube, YouTube is what, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. With radio, you're not supposed to say, hey guys.
No.
You're speaking to one person in the car.
Yes.
So you say you.
You, yeah.
You don't say, hey, you guys. Because it's not. Tina, we are going YouTube where you
You
hey
say
guys, don't forget to
yeah.
like, comment, and subscribe. Go ready, you say, if you want to win a chance, if you want to stand a chance to win this phone, do this. Not if you guys want to, because if it's you guys, then people don't want to enter because it's all of us. Young winner most there's a million people listening to this. So you make the listener, you need to make the listener feel like you're talking directly to them.
Yeah.
So it's things like that that I'm just learning this year, and well, not this year, but on this journey of radio and
course.
stuff like that. And so much more I'm learning.
Yeah.
With time, it'll come.
No, I agree. With radio, there's so much learning and relearning to do.
Exactly.
So be patient with yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
You will get it right one day, right? So going back to content creation, and as mentioned, there's so many platforms now that we can
100%.
work on, right?
Yeah.
For you personally, what would you say is your favorite platform to work on, like to produce content for?
Favorite platform? I think right now it's still YouTube, Shame.
Okay.
YouTube is very, it's free.
Yeah.
In the sense of like length. People don't mind staying there for like 30 minutes, watching a video, watching a vlog. And you can be a bit more specific there. You can be a bit more creative in the sense of shoot how you want to shoot. Do short films if you want. But one thing that I'll admit I was late to jump on was TikTok.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of people, especially in my age range, were like, le app le yok jiva, or le app le for young people. Whereas now we're discovering, oh my goodness, this app is hot and it's going to take over the world. This app is so hot that Americans want to ban it.
It's fire,
Yo, this app is hot. So, yeah, right now I want to make TikTok my favorite, but for now, YouTube is still great.
Okay.
I'm in love with that platform. But it's also comfort. Comfort is so great, but it's also very damaging.
It's
You shouldn't-
deceiving.
Exactly. You shouldn't be too comfortable, especially in this area we're in of content creation. As soon as you get comfortable, suguma, because that means you're not working anymore.
agree.
You're not pushing yourself anymore.
For sure.
So I feel like I'm very comfortable on YouTube. I need to challenge myself. I always tell myself, you need to post more on TikTok. You need to challenge yourself to post more on TikTok. You need to, I don't know what it is you're doing, the Cholabam dance or whatever.
Yeah.
But whatever, you need to just be yourself.
Yeah.
So right now, still YouTube. Hopefully, in a year or two, I'll have changed my voice and say, okay, you know what? I like TikTok more now.
And you're going to be
But,
doing the
yeah.
trends as well.
But whatever you're comfortable in, man, I think people will
Absolutely.
come. Like your audience will come to see you. Like if I know with my core audience, if I was posting videos on Mixit, they would download that.
No,
They
definitely.
they would definitely hit up Joe Banker, get $5 of data, and they would be there.
Yeah.
So that's the most important thing. You have to build your audience and
Yeah.
make sure to your audience you never betray them. Always listen to what your audience is saying to you, because we were speaking about negative comments before. There's a difference between negative comments and constructive comments. A person who's been following you for many years can say, "Hey, man, I feel like you're not doing the things anymore. You are slouching here.
You're falling off.
Yeah, you're falling off. Could you please give us more of what you were doing in 2015?" Those are not negative comments. It's people who just want to see. They know your potential, so they want you to operate at that level constantly.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, man, that core audience, always listen to it because they will follow you anyway.
Absolutely.
And those are the people you need. Those people who are being on YouTube with you, who will be on TikTok with you, who will wake up with you and listen to YFM.
For sure.
That is the core audience that you always need to make sure is fed well.
I like that.
Yeah.
So at what point did you realize that content creation actually has money?
I think it was 2 or 3 years into it before South African agencies started to do influencer marketing. It was 2 or 3 years before, people were starting to get paid for videos. So it was just doing skits nje because nje, like putting out content just because. Until I think I got my first collaboration with a big brand, and I was so happy. I was so hyped, and I was just shocked that someone was going to give me a couple of 100 or 1,000 rands to do a minute video. I was like, what? You're giving me that much money to do a minute? Amazing. Great. Let's shoot the skit. Let's publish it. I remember one of my first skits, I think where I realized we need to take this thing seriously. One of my first few skits or brand collaborations actually was with MultiChoice. And I remember the agency that hit me up was like, okay, Sharp, we submitted the skit that you did for Luri Awards and it's nominated.
Yeah.
At that time, I'm like, I don't know what a Luri is. No, I'm just a parallel from Fostola.
What is a Luri?
Yeah, a Luri dog is the train. But they were like, you're nominated for Luri Awards, we need to go to Durban. I was like, what?
Sure.
So now, a skit that you shot on your phone is taking you to Durban. You know, it's taking as a guy from. Remember, I think people forget that. Like I keep saying it, so people don't forget. I'm just a brother from the hood, a gas. I haven't been to many places at that time, other than what maybe Mpumalanga to visit my dad's side of the family. So now you're taking me on a plane to Durban, another province, because of a skit that I shot with my friends. That I edited on my phone, and we might win something. Sharp, we didn't win the lorry that time, but just being there, it changed something in my head. It was like, okay, maybe this thing is going somewhere.
Yeah.
6 years later, people are being flown out to LA. People are meeting celebrities. People are meeting huge brands. People are meeting presidents, Rihanna, you know, just because they are influencers. And that's the growth, which is like, what is going to happen in the next 10 years?
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing I'm asking myself right now. What's going to happen in the next 10 years? Because the scary fact is that a lot of the jobs that are existing right now didn't exist back when we were in primary.
Yeah.
There was no kid in primary said, when I grow up, I want to be an influencer.
Yeah, literally.
There was no kid. And right now, kids are saying they want to be an influencer. But will influencers be around in 2036?
Sure.
We don't know. But it's things, the world is changing, man.
Absolutely.
The world is changing. Like, even the crazy thing of AI. How many jobs is AI going to create and how many jobs is AI going to destroy?
Yeah.
It's such a scary thing. That's why they named it AI, because
It's dangerous.
that was fire. Yeah. That's why they named it AI, because
Yeah.
that was fire. Yeah.
I like how you always guess yourself up.
I'm amazed, because I'm like, I thought of that right
You're
now.
like, that's
I'm
my
like,
joke. Originally by me.
Wow.
Wow. Going back to what you said earlier on, like having a core audience, right? How do you then familiarize yourself with your niche? You know, the people that follow you really from day one, you know?
I think over time, you simply, as simple as it is, over time you start to recognize the handles that are always there. The people who comment, the profile pictures that are commenting always. Guys, if you have a favorite YouTuber, a favorite TikToker, and you're commenting, trust me, they notice. They know. And they appreciate you. Sometimes they might not respond because things get crazy, but they notice and they're very appreciative of you being there. So it's a thing of, you just end up noticing, and people will tell you things about yourself that you even forgot that you shared. Or you hang out with people at the mall, skate, Mall of African people are like, hey, where's your dog? You know, or hey, is your brother good? I remember on that one vlog you said you flew. And you know, it's things that they build a relationship with you, and it's now becoming a community thing. So it's so great to see that. It's heartwarming because it's like people appreciate the content. They take out some time, some data out of their lives to watch you, to watch what you created. And that's why I'm saying you must always listen to them, always feed them, and yeah, man, those will take you far. Noticing, acknowledging that person, say, hey, I acknowledge that you comment all the time. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. It's so important because Nabo, they feel a connection with you.
For sure.
They do. Yeah.
So yo. What is
It was too deep.
That feels like, yeah. Now we are in now. But then, with all of that being said,
Yeah.
having to juggle work, obviously different aspects of it, you
Yeah.
know, how do you make time for you and your well-being? Yeah.
Oh, I think very, very much so. Sometimes, a lot of people say, especially creators, we need time to do nothing. We need time to just chill, be lazy, and me, I don't glitch myself those times. If my body that day is saying, I don't want to do anything, I'll probably not do anything. Whatever deadline it is going on, I'll probably make an excuse. But if my body's not feeling it that day, I just need to rest. Then I just listen to my body and say, okay, I'll come back tomorrow. Sharp, time is running out. You don't have much time in life. But I think also you'll regret not stopping and smelling the flowers sometimes. Just breathing in and taking care of your body. Exhaustion is a thing, People pass out from on the stage because they've been doing 8 shows a night and they don't even get the time to enjoy their fruits. They are just moving to the next show, moving to the next video, posting what's the next idea. But if you don't give yourself time to rest, then you'll get injured, man. And that's what I'm trying to do, avoid injuries, because there's so many people who are balimele, there's so many people who are injured, and I don't blame them. The world is so tough. Kunzima, it's so tough. We have so much pressure. We have the jobs, the economy, load shedding. I'm an avocado. I don't like avocados. Like there's so much things that are against us. It's
Why is avocado catching strays?
Please, yo. I think that's one thing I'm away from a mental breakdown. I order a sandwich, forget avocado. I'll flip the table. That's
your 13th reason.
Why? You are trying to assassinate me. But like I said, there's so many things that are against us in Mhlabeni. I think sometimes give yourself that 2 minutes, that 5 minutes, that day to let me collect myself. Am I still good? Let me speak to my friends. Whatever gives you that jolt of energy. Like sometimes it's just chilling with your friends. Sometimes it's chilling with your partner. Sometimes it's even as simple as watching your favorite show. Whatever that gives you that jolt, don't be afraid to do it, to indulge in it, so that you can go back, recalibrate a gear,
100%.
and go back and face the world. Because umhlaba uyahlaba, man. Yo, umhlaba uyahlaba. I have so many gems in this episode that I feel like people might start saying after this episode. People might start saying umhlaba uyahlaba. There might be T-shirts, Levi's might want to make umhlaba uyahlaba collab. Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's just giving you ideas.
Don't force the enforceable.
Come on, wise man. But moving on though, how inspiring is it to see? So I think I saw this on Twitter, right, where someone shared a video of you. I think it was a skit where you still had the dreads.
Okay, long time ago.
Yeah. And just seeing that versus where you are now, right? Yes. How inspiring is that for you?
Oh man, it's crazy because you realize with how long you've come. You've been doing this for so many years, and people still remember that. One thing I appreciate about my content, it seems like, and I always say, I don't know if I'm bumping myself right now, but it seems like people don't forget my stuff. People will bring it back. Like people will post a video from 4 years ago and say, remember when Okay Wasabi dropped this? And I'm so grateful for that, even though some of them are embarrassing. But it's inspiring. It's also motivating. Good, okay. If I do create moments, I need to create moments that last with people in their head and just make sure that's what I deliver constantly. Give people something they can remember, cherish, and talk about within 2 or 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So I'm always appreciative of that.
I like that. So not so long ago, you released a video about Sotho people and Batung. What was going on there?
I don't even remember. Singing Mdala, man, so I forget about my things. No, man, I think I was probably just shouting out that word Batung because it's such a great word.
It is.
Batung,
Elite.
Like, whoever was that first Sotho person to say Batung, I was like, oh my goodness, that's the word. Elite. Like, amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I even forget what I even said in that video because I'm sure it was just
George, you went on for 2 minutes.
It was not me, it was whatever spirit took over that day.
Okay.
Whatever spirit took over that day.
Okay. So, what's next for Okay Wasabi?
What's next? I truly, like, if you ask me what's next, like I said last year, in 2023, beginning of the year, I wouldn't have said radio.
Radio, yeah.
So I think that is my answer. Eh? Ukuthi, I wouldn't have said radio. So I don't know what's next. I just know what I have to do my best, whatever next comes.
And embrace change.
Yeah, whatever it is. Like if somebody from Generations sees this podcast and they do want to cast me as like recasting as Capella, I will do it. Mapoloba, I will do it. Just get me a good enough Ketiwe.
Oh, yeah.
Just and you have to bring back La Chocolate.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know what's next, but whatever's next, I need to make sure that I'm ready for it. I need to make sure that I'm sharp and I'm ready to deliver on whatever that thing is that needs me.
Yeah.
Because it could, whatever it is, TV, radio, whatever platform I'm on, I just need to make sure that I'm killing it. Yeah.
How did you get into collecting shoes? Because, boy, you have
Injuries.
a massive collection.
It's just injuries.
How did that happen?
I think it's a thing that a lot of black boys have, I think. When you were young, I think when I was young, I had like maybe 1, 2 or 3 pairs at most, maximum. And there were chucks. I remember I used to save up money to get Vans. There was a store in Jozi that would sell authentic Vans for like 600 Rand. They were on sale all the time. So I'd give it a take in North, buy some Vans, and that was how I expressed my love for shoes.
Yeah.
They were 600 Rand, and that's all I could afford back then. My old lady and I could probably only afford to get me a shoe once every 6 months, 8 months, maybe a year even. So I had 2 or 3 shoes that I'd wear, but I loved shoes so much. Sneakers in rappers' music videos, in sneaker historians, I'd follow them, sneaker vloggers and bloggers, but I couldn't afford a Jordan or anything like that.
Yeah.
The day I got my first real paycheck, I went to Shesha and I bought myself a Jordan 1.
Yeah.
And this was back in the day where you could just Tolama Jordan 1 on the shelf.
Yeah.
There was no serious hype like that. And I bought myself, and I was like, this feels good. And I think that is my vice in life. Yeah. That ended up becoming my drug. Because I don't drink, I don't smoke, I've never done any of those.
Yeah.
So I think that ended up being my cocaine, because yes, it's hitting me right now.
Yo.
Right, it's like, but I'll stop.
Okay,
Stop.
yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Okay,
I just
cool.
need this one more shoe, but
And
after
then
that one,
you're done.
Wait, but there's a one in December.
Oh, okay.
After that one,
Okay.
look at
So
you.
clearly outdated. Okay. With that said, when it's all said and done, what do you want to be remembered for?
Oh, I just want to be remembered. Guti, this guy never forced it in life. Like Forstanga, he just did what came naturally to him. Yeah.
And just like that, we have wrapped our interview. George, thank you so much for
pleasure.
coming through. Thank
Loved
you
it.
for taking out the time to come sit here with me and chit chat. I had an absolute amazing time.
Loved it. Thank you so
I
much.
hope to see you again soon in these hype streets.
100%.
Yeah, it's been great. Where do people find you on social media?
They can find me at OK_Wasabi everywhere. That's who I am. That's where you'll find me, Okay Wasabi.
And there you have it, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to give us a huge thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. And let us know, who do you think we have for episode 2? But until then, if it says hype, then it is hype. Therefore, believe the hype. I will see you on the next one. From myself, Nomi the Boss Chick, it's been great. Bye. And of course, I chill with only awesome people. If you don't know, now you know. I am joined by the most talented girlie I know, keeping us hooked on the back of our phones, on our screens, and laughing and relating to her content. If you don't know who I'm talking about, sure, Dinsa.
Sure.